The Washington Post is currently publishing a series of articles basically exposing what happened in the run-up to the events of January 6th, the Capitol riot. And one of the biggest revelations that they've made so far is that the FBI, as early as December 6th, so a full month before the insurrection took place, the FBI was receiving what they called highly specific threats coming from right-wingers and people concerned about the right-wingers. And the FBI did absolutely nothing about it. Here's just a few of the threats. Please be in D.C. armed on the 6th. You might have to kill the palace guards. Are you okay with that? Big protest in D.C. on January 6th. Be there. Will be wild. Another one says, drop a handful, the rest will flee. Meaning, kill a couple people, and then everybody's going to clear out. And again, that's just a small sampling of what the FBI actually had. So there is no denying, and of course we knew this even before this report came out, there is no denying that the FBI knew that bad things were going to happen in D.C. on that day. And part of the reason we know that is because the FBI actually did do a little bit of, proactive policing by arresting a few individuals who had made threats when they arrived in Washington, D.C. But that was just a couple. They received far more than just 2 threats from 2 people. They could have stopped these people in their tracks. They could have been on the lookout for them. They could have been proactive about this entire thing. They could have shut down the Stop the Steal rally. Yes, I know that would have enraged those Trump supporters. But for the safety of everyone in Washington, D.C., that's the kind of thing that should have happened. But it didn't. We also know, as was reported last week, that the Capitol Police also suffered from catastrophic failures in planning. Their internal 17-page memo leading up to January 6th, it actually came out the day before January 6th, on January 5th, they were told by their superiors to be more concerned about the counter-protesters than they should be about the Stop the Steal folks. They even said in that 17-page memo that they haven't seen any credible threats of violence from the Stop the Steal people. But on the other hand, be on the lookout for counter-protesters, sneaking through the bushes and trying to get into the Capitol. These are the kinds of things that the Select Committee needs to be investigating. I know we've had the hearing, we've had the Capitol Police come up and tell the horrifying stories of what they endured that day, and that was beneficial. But now it's time to bring in the superiors. It's time to bring in the people who drafted that memo that said, look out for counter-protesters, don't worry about the Stop the Steal folks. I want to hear from them, and I want it to be televised. I want them to explain why they lied and said there were no credible threats when the FBI had been receiving credible threats for a straight month. And I want the FBI to show up at that hearing too. And I want them to have to answer the tough questions about why they got these threats and did nothing about it. Those are the kinds of questions that the American public needs answers for. These 2 agencies, the Capitol Police and the FBI, we trust them to keep people safe. And everything we have seen so far in the run-up to January 6th, they knew they had a job to do, and they absolutely failed to do it. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you want even more Ring of Fire, we encourage everyone to like, comment, share, but most importantly, subscribe. And don't forget, you can find me on all social media outlets at Fair and Balanced.